Welcome to igmGuru. igmGuru is one of the global leading online training and certification provider for IT expert by the skilled IT gurus to help them achieve their professional goals.
So hello everyone. Once again, welcome you for the demonstration. So hi, this is Harsh Patel. So this is about my profile first. So I have around we have more than 7 years of experience in the Microsoft technology stack, and I have worked with the all kind of frameworks and the technology tools of the Microsoft, starting from the VB, C Sharp, Windows Forms, Web Forms, MVC, and I have the pretty much experience in the Sitecore CMS, Site20 CMS, and the umbraco. So these three are the CMS. Regarding the certifications, I am a Sitecore certified professional as well as the trainer. In terms of Azure, I am a Microsoft specialist in Azure as well as certified professional for the Azure, and recently became the Microsoft Certified Solution Architect for the Azure. Also, I'm a certified developer in the Site20 technology, so that's on the CMS. Additionally, I have been working as a data scientist also for some of the organizations.
Okay.
Considering the trainer profile, so I have more than 5 years of experience for giving the Sitecore trainings. I have conducted and given the successful trainings to many corporate, more than 15 corporate clients. So where I have, we attended, we arranged the classroom trainings in terms of workshops. Also, I am providing the consulting to many psycho partners. Regarding the support, I am providing the support to all the candidates who attended my classroom trainings for the email as well as for the Skype. Same way for you, even after the training or during the training, you can reach out to me via email or Skype for any of your query. Even after the training, if you have any query regarding the project requirement and you want to have some suggestions from my end, so that I will also provide you. Okay, first of all, I would like to know about yourself. So we can start with the Nikhil.
Hey Haris, this is Raj.
Yeah, Raj, you can also start here.
Okay. Hey Haris, this is Raj Kumar. Okay, I have 13 years experience in the Microsoft technologies and recently working on the Angular JS and Node.js. So this training, so there is some expectation from our company in my project. So I need to learn Sitecore. There is a new project is coming up, so I need to support and do some need to develop some site as well on this in Sitecore. So that is the reason I came for this demo. So
okay, so do you have any experience of the Sitecore yet?
no, not yet.
Okay, so why you would like to go with the Sitecore 9? That's your project requirement.
It's a project requirement, correct?
Okay, that's great.
So your site is you are 9 certified or which version of?
I'm certified in actually three versions: Sitecore 7.28 as well as the recently 9 in December 2017.
Okay, great. So you have development experience as well, right? From scratch.
Yeah, so you can consider overall I have the more than 11 years of experience in terms of professional development. 6 to 7 I have the development as well as this 5 years for the providing the training. So I have been working as a Sitecore developer also, and even for some of the companies I have been working as a consultant for the development as well as architecting the Sitecore sites.
Okay. Yeah, great. So I would like to learn. So you have experience with this from scratch, right? For site development.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Please. That's
Welcome.
all from my end.
Okay. Nikhil.
Yeah, this is Nikhil. Basically, I based out of Mumbai. I'm working with one of the organization which is not IT, but it is working on their own products in IT. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I have overall around 4 years of experience total with the
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft technologies only, and from last around 3.5 years, I'm working with Sitecore. Uh, I done with 7.2 version, 8, 8.1, 8.2. I work in mix of the projects. Like I started with the project which was for enhancements.
Mm-hmm.
Then I worked with a support project, and from last I think 6 or 7 months, I'm working with the from the scratch. So uh, basically, the idea for the Sitecore is I want to learn more of the Sitecore than other stuff. So that's why I'm actually interested in a classroom training.
Okay. Okay. That's great. Then you have a plenty of experience in the site code. So you have working
Yeah.
from scratch, or you are just maintaining the solutions.
No, currently I'm working with the Scratch. Means recently, from I think last 6 months, I joined one of the organization, and
Mm-hmm.
there is actually I'm the only one person who is for Sitecore, and
Okay.
I'm designing, and I done with the architecture, information architecture, and the
Mm.
UX. I got a UX from a UX team, UI UX, and recently I started with the stuff with the site for means installation, then
Mm-hmm.
solar integration and all the stuff you know about that. So
Yeah.
I started with that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
facing some issues, but it's okay. It's a learning aspect for me.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
that's very good. Okay,
yes.
so let me just give you the brief about the entire the training agenda. So normally my trainings are classroom trainings in terms of offline trainings, we can say. So we will have the online training right here. So it will be a kind of a daily 2 hours, or we can say whatever the physical hours for all of us. So it will be a weekend, or we can say the daily basis. So the entire training is divided into the 5 days of agenda. So we have divided the certain features or certain areas in the 5 days, and at the end of the entire entire training, you will have the certification guide where I will give the brief about how you can get the certification, how it will give the benefit, and I'll share the my handbook where will have the bifurcation based on the we can say the terminologies of Sitecore with the weightage. So if we consider the Sitecore API, so it will have the 10% likewise. So you can concentrate on the particular area and you can prepare for that. Okay. So this is the overall agenda. Okay. Um, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. So this is our objective. So the main objective is, of course, to develop the Sitecore solution. Okay, so it's not only develop the Sitecore solution, but it's a kind of a design the solution, because if you look at the Sitecore, so its name itself, it's a CEP. So it stands for the Customer Experience Portal, right? So Sitecore is not a normal content management system where you will just develop the modules and components and just start managing the contents only. It's a more towards customer experience. So you need to design the application first, and that's why I always force for designing the architecture as well as the workflows of your entire site, so that you can give the better privilege to the users. So then we will have the reusability. So in our normal development also we make sure for the reusability, right? So how you can achieve the reusability data structure in the site code. So we will look into that, how you can design the components for the reusability. Then it's about the presentation infrastructure. So just like we have the views and all with the MVC, and we design some masters and the style pages and all this kind of architecture. So same way how you can design the presentation part of the site core here, so that you can achieve. Then we will have the componentized presentations. So it's a in MVC we have the partial views, right? And in web forms we had user controls. So those things are giving the flexibility to reuse the sum of areas, or we can say the business logic, wherever we want to render. So same way, we will see the componentization, where you can design the components in a way that you can, in a design point of view, how you can reuse, or in a terms of editing in a experience editor, how you can reuse. Then it's about the Sitecore API. So API is a more, we can say, the advanced version of the Sitecore development, where you can directly deal with the Sitecore database and the Sitecore terminologies like Sitecore data templates and the fields and all those things. So you can directly trigger the required information within the Sitecore database for the faster response. Then we will have the search driven components. So how you can implement the better search application using the Sitecore. So here is a day-wise agenda. So here you can consider the day as hours for us. We can say the 6 or 8 hours, considering it's a total of 35 to 40 hours of training. Sorry. From the first day, we will start with the installation and the overview part, where we will see different types of installations and different ways of installation. Based on your requirement, how you can identify that which installation property you should select. After the installation, we will look after the entire structure of the installed files, how the Sitecore manages the database, how Sitecore manages the license, logs, and all those things. So we will look into that. Then we will see the entire site as a author and developer perspective. So how the author is going to interact with the site, and how the developers are going to interact with the site, as well as how it will integrate with the development environment like Visual Studio. So we will see the integration with the Visual Studio, so how we can integrate the Sitecore with the Visual Studio. Then we will start with the content presentations. So how you can create the contents, how the data is designed in the Sitecore. So just like we are designing the database, here we will design the data structures. So how the data tables and all will easily fit with the templates of the Sitecore. In terms of presentation, so as I said, just like we have a views, here we have a presentations. So we have the layouts here, we have a renderings, different types of renderings. So the way you can render the contents on the site. In the renderings, we will have the bindings. So just like in MVC, we have the models to bind some of the dynamic data. So frequently, I'm just giving the example of MVC because you can easily relate with the MVC, and it will be easy for you to understand the Sitecore terminologies. Because whenever you are a beginner, so at the time you should have the mapping with the respective your current technology stack. Otherwise, you will confuse with the Sitecore terminologies. So it's not a new; it's just a different way to represent and develop the application. You just need to map with your existing architectures. So that's why we are considering the ASP.NET MVC, C# and the LinkU as a prerequisites. because those are the basics in terms of understanding. So it will give the better, smooth execution for you to understand the all site code features. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Another thing is every day, or we can say that every 6 to 8 hours a set, we will have the hands-on exercise. So I'll give the exercise. Also during the training, also wherever we need the exercise, we will go for that. Just like installation, we will have the simultaneous installation, right? So also wherever we will at the end we will have the definitely the exercise. Okay. So along with the hands-on experience, we can move ahead. On second day, we will have the more towards data management. So binding the content with the presentation part, the components designing for the reusability, how you can define the placeholders. So placeholder has nothing but the keys, we can say. In a web forms, we had a key. In a MVC, we have the multiple partial views, right? So those way we can manage the placeholders. Sitecore Rocks is a kind of a extension in the Visual Studio. Through that, you can manage, or we can say that for us, like developers. So developer will prefer to use everything within the Visual Studio, right? So Sitecore Rocks will give that level of privilege, so you can manage the Sitecore site, like creation of contents, creation of templates, and all those things within the Visual Studio, and immediately do the development itself there. So it will give the better privilege for the developers. So that we will see that how you can manage the content using the Sitecore Rocks, how you can connect this existing Sitecore site with the Sitecore Rocks. So those things we will cover. Rendering, more in the rendering, we will have the hello.
Hello.
Am I audible, right?
Yes, but in middle it's miss.
Okay,
I
no
cannot
problem.
hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. I didn't say anything in the middle because I got the message that audio lost. Okay. So, in a data rendering, we will have the deep dive into the data management, just like how you can have the dynamic data binding, how you can define the data sources. We will have the data template inheritance. So, just like we have a inheritance for the models in MVC, same way how you can design the data structure for the inheritance here in the site code. Then we have standard values. Sorry. So just like we are defining the default values for the some of the properties in a class, we can have the standard values predefined with the data templates. So you can directly create the items with the default values dynamically. And then we will have the session on the insert options. So insert options are like to restrict the users to creating the unnecessary data template types. So where we can restrict the users to creating some of the unusual data contains. Then we will have the self practice. Do you have a question so far?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, please. Number
No, you
four.
go. Yeah, you can go with.
Okay, fine. Okay, on a third day, we will have the advanced topics like controller rendering. So you can directly render the data from your MVC controller. So sometimes we return the sum of the data directly from the controller to the view. So here how it will be managed. So more practice on the dynamic binding, because that's the most important topic. You should know about the dynamic binding. Then it's all about the Sitecore API. So as I said, it's a more extension to work directly with the Sitecore database and the Sitecore fields elements, where I will give the cover the additional topic, that is the class mapper. So how you can integrate the class mapper with the Sitecore, how you can use the benefit of the site class mapper, how you can easily map your custom view models with the Sitecore data templates to directly return the your model property values to the Sitecore. Then we will see the Sitecore query, where you can directly query the some of the data on the view part easily. So just like we have a link to query, here we have a Sitecore query to fetch some of the Sitecore data from the site. So just like you would like to have the username on the view, which is already available with the Sitecore database. So you can directly query the existing database and you have the data on the fly on the view without triggering the database. So again, we will have the self practice there. Yes, Nikhil.
Yes, actually, I have a question on Glass Mapper. So
Yes.
the question is pretty simple. Is it necessary if I'm doing a project with the MVC and Sitecore? I mean
Mhm.
MVC from .NET side and the Sitecore. Is it necessary to have a Glass Mapper in place, or I can do directly with the Sitecore APIs and all the stuff?
Um, it's not necessary. It's an additional functionality. So just like we have an auto mapper in the MVC projects, right? So what's the benefit of the auto mapper? It could directly map the two models easily with the properties. So
Yes,
here
means
what?
if you
Yes,
means
yes,
if you have two lists, it will be automatically mapped with each other. So that's the point in
correct.
automapper.
So correct. So here in the glass mapper, so in a sidecore we define the data templates. So data templates will have the own properties.
Uh-huh.
Now you can directly, you will not have the intelligence to use the property names in the your MVC project,
Yes.
right? So Glassmapper will help you to directly map your data template with the model properties of your MVC application. So say for
Okay.
example, you want to implement a business logic where you need some of the properties to perform some calculations or business logic, and some properties are coming from the data template of the site code. So at that
Okay.
time, you can map that particular class with the data template. So those values of the site code will directly map with those properties, and the entire model you can return for the specific view. So this way, Glassmapper will help you.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Got it.
In a different way, what will happen if you will not use a Glassmapper? You need to manually fetch the values of those data template fields using the query or API, and you need to map manually with the model property.
Yes. Right. And that will take more time to fetch.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Thanks.
Welcome. Okay. Any query from Rajiv?
Yeah, I find you can proceed. I will ask in the last.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Okay. So on the fourth day, so we will have the more towards the data. We can see the site management. So if I consider the general scenario, whenever we will have the site code development, all the clients will be the big clients because it's not a very easily affordable tool. So they will have the definitely a requirement to develop a larger websites, or we can say the website where we will have the large number of contains as well as large number of users. So both the ways our site should be easily scalable. So for that, we need to manage the media because in all the big websites we will have everything. There are a lot of images and all those things. So Sitecore has a feature that is a media library where you can define the your own media library, and Sitecore stores all the medias into the database in a scalable mode. So how you can design the structure, so that we will see how you can enable the caching part. So Sitecore itself has a own Sitecore cache engine where you can cache some of the components or the contents for the user wise. So in that case, you will have the better performance in terms of content rendering as well as content representation. Then we will see the publishing areas. So Sitecore has a multiple publishing ways where you can choose a specific publishing based on the requirement. So how you should identify which publishing type you should select. So that we will look into that. Then we will have the installing and the scaling of the Sitecore. As I said, when you will have the different approach for the publishing, same way you will have the different approach for the installation. So just like in a production, we can have the multiple servers. In a UAT, we can have the multiple servers like Dev and the QA server. So same way how you can achieve the entire installation of the Sitecore. We will look into that. Then we will have the larger website infrastructure scenario where we will see the multiple sites. Okay, so how you can create the multiple websites within the single Sitecore instance. In the same way, how you can create the multilingual websites in the single instance. Because it's obvious scenario that one enterprise application can be used in a different can be used in a different way, just like we have a subdomains. So one website for the France, one website for the Japan. So how you can create those kind of scenario in a Sitecore single instance. Then the team development environment. So here it's a general topic, but I have covered that because we are working with the different team members, right? So how we can achieve the better team development environment in a Sitecore, and how you can avoid this such kind of scenarios where you will lose the data or kind of those kind of things. Then package design. So package designing is a feature of the Sitecore where you can design your own package which includes some of the features. So just like we are installing the application, same way we will have the package installation. So if you want to export your feature, let's say you have a weather calculation. So you export your weather business logic for the another application, or you want to put it in the marketplace. So that you can achieve using the package design. Same way from the marketplace, you can download the available packages and install in your application. In the security section, we will see how you can edit the securities, and Sitecore has a very root level security editing facility. Why I'm saying root level? Because Sitecore is giving the privilege to manage the security of the read, write, and other accesses, even at a single page level. So you can control the user's access at a very root level. So those areas we will see how you can see the access viewer, how you can create the users, how you can assign the roles to users, how you can create the roles with the different permissions. So those things we will look into that. On a fifth day, we will more on the digital marketing. So actually, I'm just going to give the overview of the digital marketing in terms of how the tools are working. So whenever you will have the requirement for the digital marketing, you can easily map your learnings with that. So in that, we will see how the experience editor works, how the federated experience manager, how the analytics of the Sitecore is working, how you can see the user visits, how you can see the path analyzer. So path analyzer will give you the detailed understanding of the user's navigation. So from where user enters and from where user exits to those areas. In a marketing control panel, you will see the goals and all. You can create the goal. You can assign the goals. So based on certain page, you can track the goal areas. Let's say you have a goal to achieve the 100 leads on the particular contact form. So how you can achieve that kind of thing with the goal feature. Then I'll give you the Azure overview. So in that, we will go for the Azure App Service, and we will see the deployment of the Sitecore on the Azure. So you will have just overview how the deployment works with the Azure. And last, we will have the certification guide. So as I said, I'll share my hands-on experience with the site certification, so you can have the better understanding the how certification exam goes and how the contents are being divided. Fine. So this is the entire scenario. Any question in this?
Thanks for watching the video. For full course, please visit www.igmguru.com and enroll today.